I suppose since the state was founded, it used to always be said that there was a 2.5-party system and Labour was the half party. What we set out to do was to end the 2.5-party system, that Labour would no longer be a half party.
I'm not aware of it, nor is Noel.
Ireland is making no application for the funding of the state because clearly we're pre-funded right up to the middle of next year.
Effectively, the government had stopped functioning. There was absolute chaos at the centre of government and absolute chaos in the management of the country's affairs.
I can confirm that the government has today decided that Ireland apply for financial assistance.
The IMF was not something that happened to a developed economy. And I think when it did happen, first I think there was a great sense of shock in the country. Then I think there was a great sense of shame. I think it did a huge damage to the national morale.
The damage that you have done to people's livelihoods, it's about time you went, because you can do no more damage to this country.
The Green Party had announced that it was going to pull out of government. There was no date specified for that, but everybody knew that the game was up, that there was going to be a general election in the new year. The first issue was the number of candidates, and we had decided we were going to run the largest number of candidates that we had run for 3 or 4 decades. As always happens with election campaigns, there are swings and flows. The election moves and the mood moves. But one of the great things about the campaign was the way in which the party members mobilised, got stuck into it, went out, sold the message of the party. There is no doubt but that the best election campaign in 2011 was run by the Labour Party. The day of the election count was a day of great joy.
Labour's had a very good day, and I'm looking forward to having a lot of new colleagues in the Dáil.
To see so many colleagues being elected to the Dáil, to see so many new TDs being elected for the first time, to see the face of the Parliamentary Labour Party just changing so dramatically.
The Labour Party has finished a general election as the second largest party in the state, and it is something that I believe that we are going to build on into the future.
It was a complete transformation of the political landscape.
I think a mandate was given to the Labour Party to form the next government and to turn this country around.
We knew going into government that this was going to be very difficult. We knew going into government that we were going to have to make decisions that would not always be popular. But we decided that this was a moment when the Labour Party had to take responsibility, face up to the economic crisis, and the Labour Party stepped up to the plate in doing that. The government was formed on Wednesday, and the following morning at 8 o'clock, we had the first meeting of the Economic Management Council. I have to admit that there were times in the early weeks of that government when I worried about whether the country was going to topple over the edge of a cliff. We were really on the edge of national bankruptcy. And the first job that we had to do was to pull the country back from toppling over the edge of a cliff. And we succeeded in doing that. It's difficult. There's no magic bullet here. There's no overnight success. The scale of the economic crisis that we inherited in March 2011 when we went into government does not have an easy solution. It is something that has to be worked on every day. The success is incremental. Day by day, bit by bit, piece by piece, we rebuild the country's economy. One of the things we wanted to do was to restore the national minimum wage. We got agreement to do that. We got agreement to bring in the Jobs Initiative. We got the interest rate reduced. There was a lot of people talking about, would we get a reduction of 1% on the interest rate? We ended up getting a reduction of over 2% on the interest rate to the benefit of the country of about €10 billion. The first phase was to pull the country back from the brink of economic disaster and to stabilise the situation. We have done that. The next phase of it now is the recovery phase, and we're now confident this country is on the road to recovery. Our economy will recover, and there will be opportunities here again.
Michael D. Higgins, Moja Gawcéad agus 30 míle.
I think that the country has changed. The values that the Labour Party has always espoused, values of fairness, justice, tolerance, looking out for each other, kind of neighbourhood, community, all of these values, I think, are now the core values of the country.
Let us address the next 7 years with hope and courage as we work together to build a future for our country. An Ireland we can all feel part of, an Ireland we all feel proud of.
So that we can have a better education system, better health service, better public services for all of our people, and a secure future for the next generation. I believe that in years to come, that people will look back with pride at the difficult job that we were tasked with at this moment in time, and that we did it.